I'm in Thingvellir, Iceland. On this trip, I decided to try some of the new free AI-assisted trip planners. I'll tell you, after my experience, I will never go back to the old way of laboriously researching a trip. I'll tell you what I learned on Steve's Tech Talk. I've tried several AI-assisted trip planners, and I'll mention them later in this story. But for this trip to Iceland, I chose Mindtrip.
It's free and highly rated. After signing up, you can customize your profile by answering a series of questions designed to determine your travel preferences. It says, "I'm a curious, elegant explorer." To plan a trip, you start with a chat. I love the app's flexibility. You can use their aids to find your ideal trip. You can type in details, or my favorite,
build a 9-day trip to Iceland.
Just dictate a description of your interests. Then off it goes and builds a day-to-day suggested itinerary. From there, you can physically delete suggestions, move them around, or go back to the chat and ask it to revise the suggestion. I told it to add more waterfalls and move Blue Lagoon to day 1. It offers lots of pictures and links to more information. Just a side note on the Blue Lagoon, it's the most promoted site in Iceland. In our opinion, the most overrated. After playing with it for a few days, I was very impressed with how easy it was to use. So I decided to throw it a curveball. I asked it to recommend the best places to legally fly my drone for memorable shots. To my amazement, it not only offered places, but it also suggested the best times to fly. Following one of Mindtrip's recommendations, we visited this glacier. I'll leave it to our guide to pronounce the Icelandic names.
My name is Margaret Björnsdóttir. We are here at Sólheimajökull, and this is a glacier tongue, otherwise known as an outlet from a much larger glacier. That glacier is actually the most popular one for glacier hiking because it is the most accessible one. Yeah. Sólheimajökull, the meaning is Sun World's Glacier.
Of course, there was no sun the day of our visit, but between raindrops, I flew my drone while the rest of the crew donned ice cleats and headed off to hike the glacier.
I'm in one of Iceland's many national parks. Having never been to the country before, I wasn't prepared for its stunning beauty and its amazing geography.
In Reykjavik, we used it with great results to find bakeries and other memorable sites. Another app that works a bit like Mindtrip is called Layla, but for my taste, it tries too hard to be cute. When I asked for help planning a trip to Vermont, it asked if I wanted to bring my pet squirrel. The other downside is that after using it a little, you run into a paywall. Wanderlog is another popular app, but you don't get very far before it starts trying to sell you its $40 a year pro version.
When I asked my favorite AI tool what percentage of people use AI, it said 66%. Of that, 34% of Americans use it for trip planning. After my experience using it on this trip to Iceland, count me in that number. For Great Day TV, I'm Steve Sweitzer.